battle for the UP elections has been heating up with an exchange, with barbs being exchanged between all political parties over here. I have with me RLD Chief Mr. Jayant Chaudhary, and we will speak to him for more as he goes on his campaigning spree again across western UP, and just 1 day is left now for the election campaign to come to an end. We will speak to him for more. So my first question to you is that despite the Election Commission's regulations, there are huge crowds turning up right now, even though there are differences from the kind of usual rallies that you would see had the pandemic not been there. What is the main difference that you see in the election campaign right now with the kind of public support that you are seeing?
It's not a high voltage campaign. We're not holding massive rallies. We're picking smaller grounds. But there's so much excitement that people are coming out in huge numbers. And frankly, I've seen so many elections now in my career. Last 20 years I've been active politically. I've not seen this level of enthusiasm. There is anger against government, and there's also a positive sentiment in our favor that's working.
So today you've also tweeted about the BJP's event being cancelled in Bijnor. You also said BJP ke liye mausam kharab ho gaya hai. So what exactly is your reaction to the BJP cancelling that event, and how do you connect it with their promises to the people of Bijnor?
Modi ji visited Bijnor in 2017. He spoke about instituting a new scheme named after Chaudhary Charan Singh ji, which would look at farmers' welfare. That has not happened in 5 years. The sugarcane dues are piling up. There is rampant unemployment. And we are all thinking that if he comes to Bijnor, he may address those issues or talk about promises in the future. But like I tweeted, the weather is great today. Sun is out. I asked my team in Bijnor who were there at the site, and they were saying that people are not coming out in the numbers that were expected. And I think they probably took a political decision to cancel. And if you notice, he's also been conspicuously absent from the first phase of campaigning. In fact, he chose to go to the second phase. Perhaps he is an astute politician with a keen grasp and sense of the sentiment on the ground. And he has also understood that right now there's a wave of support in favor of the Gadbandhan.
Sir, a lot is being said about the Jat Muslim consolidation on ground. People are saying that the RLD is planning to latch on to that. After the Muzaffarnagar riots, there was a rift between the two communities. That is what was being said. The BJP also, you've been accusing them of polarization politics. So, right now, how do you think that these two communities do you think that they are finally going to come together during these elections?
No, they are already together. I think that their default was to work together, and there are deep relationships. But our winning alliance is not based on just these two elements. The Gujars, for instance, the Meher Bhoj incident, the way they felt they were insulted and they did not get a share in government as they were expecting. They had voted in large numbers for BJP. Gujars are active. We ran a Bahujan Uday Abhiyan where we got our cadre to go to the disempowered communities, marginalized communities, within the SCs and most backward communities. And we created our organization at the booth level. And we found that even there was anger and they want to come on board. So I think all of these elements together will help us win. It's not just Jat and Muslim.
Sir, regarding the SP-RLD alliance, there has been a lot of controversy about that, with it being said that a lot of people from the Jat community were not happy with the kind of leaders that were being given the ticket from certain seats. We have Mr. Ghulam Mohammed over here, and even regarding him being given a ticket, there was a lot of controversy that the Jats wanted a ticket for their own leader. Do you think that those differences have been settled now?
Those things last for maybe 24 hours. They have faith in my leadership and they will abide by my decisions. As every party worker is working on the ground, and in fact, our combination is working beautifully. So there is absolutely no tension. In fact, we're in Siwal Khas, in that very segment that was being reported that there is a lot of anger, and you see the crowd today. So I think those issues have been resolved and people are looking at the larger picture. Of course, when you do an alliance, you have to give up on a few seats, as does Samajwadi. But we are both looking at the larger picture, and the larger picture is, if we win this election, it will be an inflection point for national politics, for a victory for agrarian issues, and of course then we have to address the developmental deficits that people of UP are facing. So then we get to work. But for now, I think it's an unprecedented election. You will see the results when they come out.